Hi there. Being abandoned is awful. No matter who you are, a human or an animal. Thousands of lonely creatures in the streets of cities, towns, and villages live their lives dreaming about a loving family. In this video, I'm going to tell you several stories about lucky cats and dogs who were adopted. All the rescues in this video are real and are the demonstration of kindness and compassion. This heartbreaking story happened on July 7th, 2021. At 7:15 in Chilos Valley, a man just threw his puppy in the street and drove away. The poor puppy was completely confused and bewildered. The poor thing couldn't understand what was going on and tried to run after his owner's car. Sorry to say, it's an ordinary thing. Luckily, the volunteers from Action Animal Ecuador rescued him. They took him from the street immediately and brought him to the vet to check. The rescuers called him Cotonocido and found a new family for the poor guy. Now they all live happily together, and let's hope this nice pup managed to forget about the betrayal. In Bulgaria, a lot of people abandon puppies and kittens on the streets. So the people from the Paw Meow channel were not surprised when an abandoned puppy followed them home. There was so much sadness and hope in his eyes that they couldn't resist him. He was walking behind up to their house, and of course, they let him in. They gave him much tasty food and were tender to him. But this cute guy really needed a good bath. While the bath was getting ready, the poor boy started to drink the water. He turned out to be very thirsty. The guys washed him thoroughly and warmed him carefully. This cute boy absolutely deserved a loving home. He would be with his rescuers until he was adopted. Nikki Delventhal told us an amazing story about how her life had changed after hiking on a remote trail. She decided to investigate some distant places and invited her mom to join her. One day they were driving in the middle of nowhere and stopped for hiking. Suddenly, a dog approached their car and suddenly jumped on Nikki's lap. The women set off for their route, but the dog was following them all the way and even came back to the car with them. There was nothing left for Nikki to take him with her. She brought the boy to the vet to have a total checkup. Next morning, Nikki picked the boy up. The pup turned out to be very cheerful, active, and cute. He was happy to be near his new owner. She named him Camper because he is really a camper. They went on traveling everywhere together, and Nikki is absolutely happy about him being near. So is Camper. The team of Action Animal Ecuador suddenly met in the street this cute three-legged bro. He behaved as if he knew that these people could help and immediately jumped into their car. Of course they didn't leave him and immediately took him to the hospital. It was the cutest and the most cheerful creature ever trying to communicate with all the people there. Except for the absence of a leg, there was nothing wrong with him. The rescuers took the boy to their shelter where they gave him a lot of food and love, of course. The rescuers don't know whether someone wanted to adopt this nice boy or not, but now they don't want to let this cutie go. This poor thing was abused and left at the shelter, and making her trust was a real challenge for the team of the Turkish rescue channel, Devnaz. She was very afraid of people.
Tamam, gel.
At last, she calmed down a bit and let the men take her in the car and bring her to the shelter. There she felt very good and made a lot of friends. The rescuers called her Snowball, and she liked the name. They brought her to a vet for a checkup, and on their way there, they dropped over into a pet shop. The owner saw this girl and couldn't resist her beauty. Now she is a very lucky pup who suddenly met the most loving family ever. What a happy ending. Asian Pet Rescue Center take care about animals abandoned on the streets of Vietnam. This time, they saved a terribly sick puppy. He had been thrown away mercilessly by the owner. The people took him from this terrible place and hurried to provide medical assistance to the poor animal, as he was terribly starving and needed some help immediately. They gave him some salt mineral water and a resuscitation shot, and only after that they went to the hospital. The doctors there did everything they could to save his life. Now look at this cute and happy guy. He is much more awake and is ready to go on with his lucky life. The guys from the Paw Meow channel saved one more precious life. Passing through a small village, They came across a little puppy who was laying next to a car. They stopped to see what was going on with the puppy. He looked as if he was abandoned or born on the streets. It goes without saying that they took him from the street. The pup turned out to be unbearably cute and funny. And curious, of course, especially when driving somewhere in the car. They visited a vet for checking and did all the necessary stuff. They called him Pishin and brought him home. There he got a lot of new friends and was really grateful for his rescue. Now he has a sweet home and a lot of love. Amir Majid, a YouTuber from India, also saved an animal's life. He and his girl found a homeless puppy in the street and couldn't pass by. They took the baby home. There, they helped him to get rid of ticks and fleas, fed him, and washed him carefully. The guys took the baby to a vet to find out if everything was okay with him and decided to leave him at their place. The owners of the Feel Good channel tell us about amazing places and other stuff, but they also were kind-hearted enough to save a little creature's life. They came across a tiny ginger kitten with cute big ears. He was completely alone in the street. They decided this place couldn't be a home for this poor thing and adopted him. They took him home and took good care of him. The new family member was not only very cute, but also extremely curious. He investigated all the places in the house and felt like home very soon. Now the guys are happy to have such awesome friends with them. The people from Paw Meow suddenly heard a little kitten meowing while they were on the balcony. So they went down to see what was going on. The baby was out there alone and needed help badly. It was cold outside, and the kitten was so tiny that they decided to take him home immediately. The first thing they did was to warm him up. At last, the baby calmed down and relaxed. But there was a lot of work to do as the kitten was too small. Let's hope that everything will be good with him. The kitty vet from Australia spends his life helping animals. This time he rescued an abandoned blind baby kitten that was close to losing his life. He saw him on the roadside. The little guy had serious problems with his eyes and his head only moved to the right. So it was obvious that the little baby needed medical help immediately. The man warmed him up, cleaned his eyes, and gave him an injection with antibiotics. Then he gave the baby some milk and put him down into a cozy blanket to sleep. In the morning, the kitten was more active and had a good appetite. Unfortunately, he had some serious problems with his neck, somewhere inside, and should have a special medical treatment. But he is sure to be okay in the end. The Howl of a Dog channel team saw this dog that was living on the parking zone of some company. Her name was Zuzi, and she had spent the winter outside with no shelter, sleeping on the ground. But Zuzi didn't let the people approach her, and she started barking and even tried to bite them. So the vet advised to use a tranquilizer, but she suddenly calmed down and let the people help her. She had a lot of fleas and wounds after scratching and bites from other dogs. But she turned out to be a very lucky dog. From that very moment, there was no more sleeping on the cold ground. Now she has her own loving family, and even her own bed with her name printed on it. She's surrounded by love and care. Kim Tai and her boyfriend also help stray animals. They decided to adopt a completely stray dog. Kim didn't find him in the street, but she took him from a shelter. He was 9 years old, and they had decided to rescue an older dog because they want to make the rest of his life better. On arriving to the shelter, they saw their dog being happy they had chosen him. They called him Rocky and started taking good care of him. Sometime later, it was a real problem to recognize the poor creature from the shelter in this cute and relaxed pup. He's very happy to have such a loving family and lots of friends. In September 2016, Delilah was hit by a car and then taken to a hospital. There was a woman working as a vet tech. The pup couldn't move at all, and her arms were out completely straight. The x-rays showed that her back was broken and her spinal cord was completely damaged. She was just a puppy only between 6 and 9 months, and the doctor decided to fight for her life. 10 days later, Delilah was healthy enough to leave the hospital. So, this woman immediately adopted her. Now the dog is very cheerful and playful, in spite of being paralyzed, and they are both very happy together.
Yeah, that's not nice.
That's all for now. I hope my video was inspiring enough to support the people trying to help stray animals. Subscribe to their channels, give their videos your likes, and donate to them, and watch our new videos. See you!